Hello guys, today I'm going to tell how to configure ASUS N10 router. I thought of sharing this video because recently I brought ASUS N10 and I wanted to configure my ASUS router as an access point and Netgear router as a repeater, and I found it so difficult to configure it, so I thought I would share this. So right now what I have done is I have connected my system directly to the ASUS router, and I'm going to log into admin, that is 192.168.1.1, and it will ask you for username password, and a default username password is admin. This is how I've configured it. Once you get into the first screen, what you see is this. Here what I've done is I have changed the authentication method to shared keys and WPS encryption to WEP 64-bit. So here you have two options. You can either put it 64-bit or 128-bit. But the problem is the Netgear router, which is going to repeat my ASUS router, supports only two kinds of encryption, that is WEP 64-bit and 128-bit. So I have to select one of these two encryption methods, and then I have taken a password and encrypted it with WEP. I'll show you how to do that, and keep the radio on and just save it. Then click on wireless. It might ask you for a login password again. Just login. This is where I have you can configure it. I usually keep it mixed because when I tried it with other options it was not working, so I've kept it mixed. You can select channels from 1 to 13. If you're selecting channel 4, the same thing has to be configured with the repeating router also. So that is the main thing. And here is the shared key. You have in ASUS actually supports a lot of encryption methods, but because we are using ASUS router as a access point, we need to keep it as a shared key because my Netgear does not support other methods. Then I select WEP. I have two options, 64 or 128 bits, and once I have keyed the password as ASUS, and it has actually given me a 64-bit key, and I have given which index to use. When I'm telling it 1, it is telling that use this as a password for my router. So anyone who wants to connect to my router, they should be configured with WEP 64-bit with channel 4 and the key as this. If they don't do it, they will not be able to connect to my router. And the next step what you need to do is you need to add the repeating router's MAC address here in your router. How you're going to do it? You need to click on bridge. So what I did is I kept hybrid, I kept what is the channel I'm using, and I just typed the MAC address of that IP address and the encryption key what we are using, which is 64-bit, and I just clicked on it. Basically search right now that I think that router is off. Yeah, you get it here, a list of routers that are available right now. Currently the router which I want to configure is not there, so I'm not going to add it. So you basically need to select something and click next, so it gets added. Right now this is what I have added. This is how it looks. Once you're done it, just click apply. It's done. Then what you need to do is, my Netgear router needs to be connected. I think it's not on. You need to configure it similar way. You need to keep the channel radio signal channel as 4 and the encryption method as WEP, and the password should be the same in both the places. Only then it's get connected, and just restart your routers. It's going to work out. Hope this was helpful for you. And one more thing what I forgot to tell you is that the IP address for my ASUS router is 192.168.1.1, and the IP address for other routers also, but default IP address is always 192.168.1.1. so if you want to connect any other router to act as a repeater to this router, if you keep this default IP address for the router, it's not going to connect because there will be IP conflict. So if you want, now for me, I actually want to connect my Netgear router as a repeater here, so I need to go and manually change the IP address for that router from 192.168.1.1 to some other IP address, and only then it can connect. What I have done is I have kept it as 100 for my other Netgear router so that IP address is not conflicted. And one more thing what you need to do is you need to disable the DHCP option in your repeater mode, because your ASUS router which is an access point is going to act as a DHCP server, so you don't have to configure that in your repeater. And the best thing about ASUS, what I feel, is it will always show you, how many clients are currently online, and that is one thing which I liked a lot here. Right now I have actually two systems which is connected, and I have actually and there is something known as QIS. No, sorry, you can actually set the speed limits. I don't want to configure it like that, but you can go to WAN and cost settings. You can basically, if you want one particular MAC ID to have a minimum bandwidth out of 10 computers which is connected, you can actually do those things under this tab. I find this very helpful, because sometimes I'm the admin and I myself don't get the full speed of my internet, so I usually keep a minimum bandwidth for my MAC address and make others use the rest of the bandwidth. So that is what I wanted to add on whatever I've explained. Hope this was helpful again. Thank you guys.